Hey everybody, I'm Joe Harford.
And I'm Angie Keating.
And this is
Data Security Over Coffee.
It's been a while since I've been in an episode with Angie. She had a number of guests on prior. I think she probably had more fun with them than she did with me, and that's okay because I got really thick skin. But today what we want to do is just spend some time talking about a pretty hot topic as it pertains to information security and some of the challenges that are associated with that.
Sure. Oh, you're such a good girl.
Information security seems to be a really complex topic for a lot of people, whether large organizations or people's businesses or what have you. And I think what we've always tried to do with Data Security Over Coffee is make things a lot simpler. And so we've used analogies in the past, and I think that's really the best way to do that. So we want to go ahead and start with one of the analogies as it pertains to information security and what you can take away from this segment today.
Well, I thought, because Reclamaire is a dog-friendly environment, that your beautiful girl, Lacey, would be a perfect example of companies that are still using just antivirus in their environments. So, Lacey is a really awesome dog. And if somebody comes to your house and bangs on the door, she's going to bark. But once they get in the house, she'll probably just lick them to death.
Yeah, she will.
Okay. So the bad guys today are really masquerading as good guys in the systems. And so old antivirus, or in the case of Lacey, old dogs, they are not going to be able to detect and protect you from today's bad guys.
Got you.
So thank you, Lacey.
So we want to continue our conversation as it relates to information security, and one of the things that we talked about before was, using an analogy and being able to explain it through analogy. So I'll let you do this just one more time.
Well, I didn't train him to do this, but he's doing exactly what I wanted to show people. When we have a lot of security infrastructure in our organizations, one of the things we hear from our clients is that our systems, their systems in their organizations, are constantly alerting and constantly giving false positives. So right now, Max, who is a yapper, who is my baby, he barks at everything. He barks at good people, bad people, the camera, the cameraman. He barks at everybody. And so if your organization is constantly being alerted to every single activity under the sun, that's how the ransomware also gets in, because it is acting like normal stuff.
Sure.
And all you hear is barking and noise, and your people can't get everything done that they need to get done in a given day.
Right. And people really aren't going to pay attention. I mean, they're going to become numb to it.
Well, there have been some very high-profile data breaches where there was a lot of noise in the alerting that they were getting, and so it becomes the boy who cried wolf.
Sure. We continue to have a conversation about information security, and people regularly go back and say that it's complicated and it's complex and it's costly, and we don't know what we're doing, and what are we supposed to buy, and how many tools are we supposed to have,
and the bad guys are going to get in anyway.
And the bad guys are going to get in anyway. So why should we do anything at all? And we talked about being able to have different approaches that we've seen our customers use, whether it's something that is the traditional antivirus, or
that
if
is going to let you know about something
right,
historical,
right,
and really is becoming a very antiquated technology.
Or if they have a tool in the environment that alerts them to every single thing that's out there.
Intrusion detection systems, data loss prevention tools, firewalls that may or may not be configured properly, that may or may not be next generation.
So as the individual for Reclamaire that goes in the trenches on a regular basis with clients and works through all of those scenarios, whether it's through risk management or it's through employee education and training, what is it that people really need to think about and be aware of?
Well, I think one of the most important things people need to know is that there is now next generation protection for their computers that goes beyond antivirus and goes beyond all of the continuous false alarm alerting. And what that is again, for another analogy to help people understand, it's like a highly trained law enforcement officer working with a highly trained drug sniffing dog. The dog may hit on something, which is the next generation technology and tool in the analogy, but it really takes that trained law enforcement officer to know whether or not it's a legitimate hit. And if it is, what is the impact? Is it marijuana? Is it cocaine? Is it a prescription medication that someone has a prescription for and it's legitimate? Or is it some other kind of narcotic that they shouldn't have? Without that human element, it is very hard to stop ransomware.
Sure.
Ransomware behaves like normal system activity. And so I think the most important thing to understand is that Reclamier, with our Security Operations Center, can, in a very affordable way, take the place of that antivirus, take the place of those monitoring tools, and on top of that, surveil all of the suspicious activity and have a human being watching it in our Security Operations Center. And that really is the way to protect today's environments. And you don't have to be a huge company to be able to afford it and to be able to use it.
So the reality is that information security doesn't have to be complicated and complex.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't have to be costly to resolve. You just simply have to find a really solid partner that you can work with to take a look at the environment and set you up for success.
Sure.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest reasons that we recommend that clients have our no-cost security evaluation. Quite frankly, there are some clients you and I don't want to work with because their systems are so old, so antiquated, that there may not be enough technology, manpower, and expertise on the planet to protect those systems anymore. But it's a really great idea to get your benchmark of how do you stack up against other companies, where do you need to make improvements, and how can an organization come in and really help you effectively spend those security, those precious security dollars.
Great. Thank you.